Hello. Did you know that when someone's in a crisis and they're in need of homeless services, they contact Community Crisis Services? Well, this is the correct number and place to contact. We are very thankful for the faith-based organizations who have stepped up during this week. Temperatures have dropped and they have stepped up and allowed us to prevent individuals from staying out on the street at night.
The Warm Nights Hypothermia Shelter Program would not be in existence without the input of a lot of people. The board, staff, volunteers, and interns of Community Crisis Services work year-round to make sure that the program comes off as without a hitch, as wonderfully as possible each year.
Over 40 congregations help to ensure that shelter or warm nights is provided to those in need. For example, I just finished speaking with a parent with 2 small children who, without warm nights, would be sleeping in their car. Thanks to a wonderful faith-based organization, Prince George County government, and Community Crisis Services, we can meet this need and provide a warm night.
The phone room at Community Crisis Services is at its peak during the winter months. Callers seeking shelter increase every year. Each telephone counselor gathers information on the homeless person or family and places them into the shelter that best fits their needs according to availability. The warm night shelters fill to capacity very quickly, but with the compassion that is shown by the member congregations, there seems to always be room for one more. And at the churches, there's a lot of preparation that happens before the warm nights guests arrive.
We're about 30 minutes before the guests start arriving, and this is just one of 5 rooms that they've set up for the guests tonight. We have a total of about 34 people here tonight, but there's 5 rooms that they've sort of set up for the guests to stay in to give them some sorts of privacy. This is where the men will be specifically staying. And this room is set up for a family of 7, a single mother with 6 children ranging in the age of 5 to 13.
With each church being different in size and capacity, church classrooms are transformed into dormitories with whatever space is available. The staff and volunteers of Community Crisis Services and the volunteers from the churches pack up the cots and take them to the church that will be hosting the guests the next week. There, the cots are set up with fresh, clean linens to make each warm night guest as comfortable as possible during their stay. In the kitchen, church volunteers prepare both the dinner and breakfast for the guests. The evening meal is prepared so that it'll be ready shortly after guests arrive.
And this is the dining area where the guests will be eating. There's a TV here so that we can watch the football game tonight and other movies. They have Happy Feet for the kids. For the first couple of weeks, we averaged about 20, 22 people a night. The beginning of last week, as the weather turned much colder, we went up to over 30 people a night, and there's all likelihood we will stay that way for a good chunk of the year.
Warm Nights guests gather at designated metro stations and are transported to the church hosting Warm Nights for the week. With the increase in numbers of guests, it requires 2 trips each night to get all of the guests to the shelter. Then, each morning, the van returns to the church to transport the guests back to the metro station. For more information about the services provided by Community Crisis Services or the Warm Nights program, go to our website at communitycrisis.org or like us on Facebook at facebook.com/CCSI Talks.